and we press them down really tight. Trim off the edge here. We don't need that anymore. And in this case, I'm going to divide them into half. I'll trim it here too. Okay, now it's time to glue. And we're not going to put any glue here and here and in the middle, because we're going to make two semicircles. To correct a little bit of error in them somehow, cutting error. We spread the glue nice and evenly. Both sides of each joint gets a thin layer of glue. We skip that one. Okay, now we have two semicircles like this. What we're going to do is put these little pegs between them. And that will kind of make them self-adjusting, so that when we put our clamp on and tighten it up, they will come together, and then we can sand that joint between the two semicircles later on, and it'll come out perfectly.
We still have to whack these after they're glued?
Yeah, I don't think I'll whack this one here. I'll just tighten them up. This side is good on all of them, so sometimes a piece of wood is a little thicker than others. Hi, there's another technique in gluing these segments together that I wanted to show you, and it's one that I have more recently adopted, and it works very well. So let's go down the board here, and I'll show you what we're doing. No clamping required on these, no masking tape down here, no clamps, but I'll show you how we do it. We take the little bit of glue and we put it on one side of a segment, and we rub them together so that both sides are nicely covered with a thin layer of glue. Put it down on the board and we rub it back and forth here. Get it aligned, and because of the properties of the tight bond original glue, this is pretty well glued together at this point. And after a minute or so, you'd be hard pressed to take it apart. So let's go ahead and make a few more of these, and we'll proceed to make up a ring. And we'll just show you how fast it works. These particular rings that I'm making have 14 segments in them instead of 12, and as a result I make them up in half rings to check the fit of them before I turn them into full rings. So each half ring has an odd number of segments, 7 segments, but that works out fine. Doesn't make any difference. Okay, now I have a bunch of pairs glued up, and I'm going to take a couple of single pieces here, make sure that the ends are clean, free of everything, and I'm going to take one single piece and glue it onto one of the pairs here. Just as quick as that. Take the other single piece, glue it onto a pair. Like that. And now I have some ready pieces put together that are 4 pieces. And I can smear a little glue on that. Take this one that I just put together. Make sure the glue is on fine. Rub it. And it's all set. And I can pick it up and move it. And I can take this other piece and do the same thing with it. And I've got, so now I have two half circles. Now I've just done 2 before, a few minutes ago, of the same thing. These match up pretty good, but what I'm going to do is take them over to a disc sander and just make sure these 2 surfaces are perfectly plain, and then I'll glue these together and we'll have a circle. And that's how this system works. It works very easily, no clamping, and I like it very much. Okay, now these pieces here that we just glued, they've dried now for a few minutes. They don't really have to dry very long. So we're going to just touch up the joints, make sure they are really good. Let's swing around here and see this. And that's all there is to it, and these will glue together just perfectly. Okay, now we've just sanded these pieces, and we're just going to put a little glue on the edges here. Make sure that it's transferred to the other piece completely. You really want to have both sides completely wet out with glue. So when you put them together, you're really having a glue-to-glue joint. You're not having, that's what it is, really. So, put them together, rub them, get them aligned the way you like it. And put it aside, and we'll do the other one. That's good. Rub them together, get them aligned before that sets up, and we're good to go. And don't forget to clean your board off.